Almost 100 feet below the Egyptian desert, an ancient stone sarcophagus sits in absolute silence. It has remained sealed for 2,600 years. The chamber rests deep beneath the Saqqara necropolis, a massive complex of tombs and monuments built to house the most elite members of Egyptian society. Reaching the contents of this specific tomb requires breaking an ancient mortar seal and sliding away a solid limestone lid weighing nearly 2,000 pounds. Inside the sarcophagus lies a perfectly preserved mummy, draped from head to toe in an elegant, unbroken beaded burial shroud. The craftsmanship of the glazed clay beads indicates a person of significant means. This burial provides a direct look into the 26th dynasty, an era where religion and burial practices underwent a major renaissance. What lies inside suggests our current understanding of this period's social hierarchy is incomplete. Hieroglyphs painted on the side of the sarcophagus identify the mummy as Genamint. The inscriptions list his title as a priest. The text also names the deity he served, a snake goddess called Niut-shaes. References to Niut-shaes are difficult to find. In the heavily documented temple walls of mainstream Egyptian history, her name appears only in a handful of minor mentions. But at Saqqara, she appears as a fully independent deity. The evidence here points to a dedicated, localized cult with its own infrastructure and high-ranking officials. Finding a highly resourced priesthood devoted to a nearly forgotten goddess reveals a layer of ancient Egyptian power that has largely escaped modern record. The investigation extends to an adjacent burial chamber. Inscriptions here identify the remains as Didibastet, the mother of the priest Genamint. Standard Egyptian mummification followed a specific protocol. Tradition dictated the use of exactly 4 canopic jars to preserve the internal organs. Beside Didibastet's coffin, archaeologists found a departure from this norm. She was buried with 6 canopic jars instead of 4. CT scans of the additional vessels revealed they are not symbolic. Each is filled with a dense mass of human tissue. Researchers believe these extra jars hold the brain and the kidneys, organs that were typically discarded rather than embalmed. Didibastet utilized her financial resources to secure a bespoke level of preservation, commissioning a burial package that went well beyond standard requirements. Further evidence of the group's status was found on another priest in the complex, an exquisite gilded silver mummy mask. In the 26th dynasty, gold was mined within Egypt, but silver was a rare import. This scarcity made silver a standard for value, often exceeding the price of gold. At the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, researchers used X-ray fluorescence to analyze the chemical makeup of the mask. The metallurgical data shows the mask is 99% pure silver. This level of purity exceeds modern sterling and was a luxury typically reserved for the royal family. The presence of 6 canopic jars and hyper-pure silver suggests this was more than a local religious group. They operated a successful funeral business, amassing a level of wealth that rivaled the Egyptian elite. The gender of these high-ranking officials also requires a closer look. One mummy in the complex, named Ayput, was initially assumed to be a man based on the titles inscribed on the coffin. When the mummy was examined, it revealed a specific asymmetrical limb arrangement. The left arm was crossed tight over the chest, while the right arm was extended straight down the side. In ancient Egyptian funerary customs, this specific posture was a pose used exclusively for high-status women. Radiological scans of Ayput's skeleton confirm the anatomical identification. The wide, circular inner cavity of the pelvis and flat iliac blades are clear markers of female anatomy. The smooth bone structure behind the ear further supports the identification of the skeleton as female. The forensic data confirms that Ayput, along with the owner of the pure silver mask, were not men, but high-ranking priestesses. Ancient women are often portrayed as having secondary roles in matters of institutional wealth and religious leadership. The Saqqara complex shows that women in the 26th dynasty possessed independent wealth and managed influential religious organizations. The cult of Niut-shaes represents a society where women held positions of high prestige and held the same rights as their male counterparts. This tomb complex provides physical evidence of a society where gender did not limit access to power. It offers a more nuanced view of the past, showing that equality in status and prestige was a reality for the elite women of Saqqara. Dive deeper into the hidden secrets that shape our reality. Click the subscribe button, activate the bell, and see you in the next scientific investigation, only on TEMBODocs.